Well, welcome back to Union Josh Yu-Gi-Oh! Where today we're looking at my Blue Eyes deck profile. Well, thanks for tuning back into Union Josh Yu-Gi-Oh! And today, as I said, we're looking at the Blue Eyes deck profile. I've recently just signed up to go to the regionals over at the London Card Show in about a month's time. And this is the deck I'm going to be taking. Depending on changes, there'll be a few rarity bumps that I'm getting in over the next few days. But this, I think, is the deck we'll be taking. Obviously, need to do a bit more play testing. But Blue Eyes Primite deck, let's have a look at what we are running. Of course, starting off with our namesake of the deck, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, these cards do hold a lot of place in my heart. This one, obviously, being the first edition Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let's get you to focus on that. First edition SDK Blue Eyes White Dragon. So that's got a lot of love in it. And this one is the SKE version. And this card was given to me by my brother a number of years ago when he stopped playing. So it feels really nice that I'm able to play his cards in the deck. So playing 2 Blue Eyes, which is pretty standard. Onto 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue. Obviously, this is one of the ones you want to start off with. You want to see this in your hand because he grabs you your copy of Maiden to set your True Light. This, and then you get back off when you summon a Blue Eyes. You summon her from the graveyard into a level 9. Really, really helpful. For the rest of the Blue Eyes stuff, we're playing, of course, 3 Wishes for Eyes of Blue. This is a great extender. If you don't get the cards you need in your hand, you discard a card, and then you're able to get a level 1 and a Blue Eyes spell or trap, which is just phenomenal. Not even like choosing one or the other, but you get both, which is great. And most of you already know all of this. Then for the one-offs, for the rest of the Blue Eyes engine, 1 Mausoleum for Spirit, 1 Roar, 1 True Light, and 1 Majesty. You don't really want to see these cards in your hand. They're a little bit of bricky, but yeah, you want to be able to get some of these. Obviously, you get Mausoleum off of White, and then True Light off of Maiden, and then these 2 are options to get off of your wishes should you want it. If you need to go and grab another card, you grab one of these 2, dependent on what you need. Normally, if it's a first turn uninterrupted, you're going for your Roar, which is the extended play into Blue Eyes. But if you're playing it safe, Majesty is really good. I really like this new trap card. Which is you show Blue Eyes in your graveyard and in your monster zones, and then you destroy those cards. So it's an interruption on your opponent's turn. If you need to get rid of some of their board presence, that's what you do. You get a Majesty, and then you should have 2 Blue Eyes in your graveyard most of the time anyway. So yeah, that's the Blue Eyes engine. Onto the Primite half, which is pretty standard of 3 Ether Barrel, 3 Lordly Load, and 1 Drill Beam. I was messing about with the other versions. I only recently just got the Primite cards, or actually experimented with them. I was running for a while there the Blue Eyes Buster Blader version, which I had a lot of fun with at locals, especially in the mirror match, because one guy just completely hated going up against it. But the Primite engine is just seems the most consistent out of all of the engines around. Ether Barrel going into Spirit and grabbing yourself a Drill Beam is just amazing, and it gives you a few more things for interruptions. If your opponent has stuff, then you can bait it out with some of this. But that's the Primate engine. So those are the 2 engines of the deck. Onto hand traps, we run quite a few. This is a 43 card build that we're playing. So we have lots of room for hand traps, with those being the engines. So we're playing 3 Effect Veiler with my nice new QCR Alt-R Effect Veiler there. I love this card. It looks so good. And I know it's worth a bit of money, but it looks really cool. And then we're playing 3 Ash. Feet Ash, but still just as good. Then we're playing 3 Drone Lockbirds, 2 Ghost Ogre, and then a Magnuma and a Druisworm. All of these cards are just really helpful for whatever we're going into or facing. Effect Veiler is one of the best ones because if you need to, in a dire situation, you can summon it because it's a spellcaster, and also it doubles as a level 1, which is really helpful for Mausoleum plays. So if you need this, you can grab it off of Sage and get this into hand. Ash Blossom is just the standard really good card. Drawn Lockbird is really good. Stopping your opponent from drawing cards is really nice. We're not drawing too many cards in this build. I think we're only adding cards to hand a few times. There's not many instances, so Droll's fine in here. Ghost Ogre is my favourite of the Ghost Girls, the original after all. But yeah, being able to just destroy some board presence is always good. So I run that at 2, and then we've got the Magnuma and the Druisworm. The Magnuma is really good because it can search out your it can search your Ether Bell if you need to get into your Primite stuff in the end phase. But it can also grab the Druisworm. I've seen lots of people not play the Druisworm, but I think it's really good because you can banish. Yeah. And send it to the graveyard. So you're not banishing, but yeah, it's board removal, and it's level 6. So if we sync with a level 1, we can get into a 7. So they are just really helpful. So those are the monsters that we're playing as hand traps onto the actual hand trap cards that are trap cards, which is 3 Purge, 3 Imperm. Purge is phenomenal in this deck because we don't use Dark, Water or Fire. I think the only Darks we use will be the Bestials, and the Fires will be Ash, and everything else is unaffected. So Purge is really good, and if you're going second, you can always side it out for a couple of other cards. And Imperm, obviously, Imperm being the GOAT, it is always running that. So we weren't hit too badly by the ban list at all, actually. I think we only lost 2 copies of a card, because the last 2 cards we're playing is 1 talent and 1 prosperity. So we lost a couple of talents from the deck, but that's all we lost off the ban list. I think we did quite well. So yeah, the talents is just a really good card. Oh, I need to swap that out. I've got an ultra rare copy of that somewhere, so I need to pop that one in. And then prosperity for draw power. Been a couple of times where yeah, you just don't get the right ones, and then you can get rid of some of the extra deck monsters you're not going into as frequently to get some of those cards off the top into your Primite engine, into a Sage if you need it. So yeah, that's the 43 card list. Let's have a look at the extra deck. So to start off the extra deck, we'll go through the links first. So we're playing 2 Spirit with Eyes of Blue. I was playing this at 1 for a while, but watched so many profiles, and actually at locals had a couple of instances where I could have done with the second. So the second one's gone in, and I made like a link one is always just really good. And being dragon or spellcaster, meaning you can use your Sage, your if you really need to, a bestial monster. You can use your Primite engine. So all of it is so versatile to get into this. And being able to get Mausoleum, who'd have known Mausoleum would have become good, into Mausoleum, and then being able to get your Blue Eyes back and a Maiden back off of that is just amazing. So our link one's there. We play 1 Hieratic Seal. This is just a good interruption if you've got a couple of things on the board that you just need to get rid of. That's really good. And 1 Liner, the Light Charmer, Lustrous. I think I need to change this out. I think I do. Got very close to the camera there. I do have it somewhere. There we go. I did pull the QCR yesterday, so we will sub that out for the QCR version and play that one. But 1 Liner, the Light Charmer, Lustrous will be very good. A Link 2, including a Light Monster. I think this is quite good for the mirror match. I haven't really messed about with this one too much. But that's quite good for the mirror match. You get a light monster from your opponent's graveyard. So you get a Blue Eyes, get your Maiden. Lovely days. So that's the link monsters. We'll play 1 Xyz, 1 Typhon. Good old Typhon. And this is the, you can see it quite well in this. I love the new, oh, you can't see it in that sleeve either. Maybe there you go. There you go. See it a little bit clearer now. There you go. The Prismatic Ultima Rare. I love the way that these cards look from Rarity Collection. Well, Stampede as it is. Yeah, just I really love the way this card shines. You couldn't really see it in the sleeve, but yeah, one Typhon, your big body if you need him, he's there. Onto synchros. For our level 7, we play one Moonlight Dragon. This is yeah, it just kind of stops your opponents using or getting out some of their bigger monsters if you've got that on the board, and then if you pop it up next to some of the other ones. We've got one Light Storm, one Azure, and then 2 Blue Eyes Spirit. The Azure Eyes coming into its own now. I've also got a QCR of this on the way, so you have to settle for the Platinum Secret Rare, but the QCR is on its way. And I'm really disappointed. Like, the only non-holo card in the whole deck, Lightstorm Dragon. It needs a good reprint. It needs something, but it only just came out, so it does need like a super rare or something at least just to make it shiny, because we love shiny cardboard here. Yeah, as I said, Azure Eyes being able to protect your dragons is really good. Being able to stop them from being destroyed, just kind of blocking out your opponent. And then 2 Blue Eyes Spirit. What a great card. Love these ones. I've got 1 Collectors, and then I think this is the ultimate. Yeah, that's the ultimate rare. I love that rarity. Prismatic Collectors and ultimate rare. I really enjoy them. I want more of those. That's not it for the synchros. We then play the level 12 package. So we play 1 Crimson Dragon, 1 Ultimate Spirit, and then the Cypher Divine. This is just quite a lot of fun, really. I had this in the Buster Blader version and brought it over. You got your Crimson Dragon. Oh, you can't see it in this one either. This one is also a Prismatic Ultimate. I pulled in one of my boxes. Doesn't look as good in that either. There we go. It just shines so nicely. And looks phenomenal. Look at the shine on that for Crimson Dragon. I'm glad they printed a Crimson Dragon. I'm a big 5Ds fan. But yeah. Oh wait, have I put that in the wrong way? I have. Yeah, so we got Crimson Dragon. You get him out with alongside Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit. And then in your opponent's turn, you sub him in for Cypher. Cypher keeps Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit alive if you're summoning off of Spirit. Normally your board state looks like something like this at the end of your turn. These aren't here. If you have these 2, what you can do is, if you've got a chance to use their graveyard effects, brilliant. If not, then you just go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, send them. You could do Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit, and then Crimson Dragon. And then on a separate chain, you resolve Crimson Dragon to bring out your Stardust Cypher. And then that protects your Blue Eyes Ultimate from being destroyed at the end of the turn, where it would be destroyed under Spirit's effect. It keeps it alive. Which is really handy because it's a negate and you kind of want to keep that around, and Cypher's also a negate. So really good cards. Really enjoying those. And 2 cards left in the extra deck is 1 Tyrant and 1 Ultimate Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Tyrant is just, yeah, I really like this card. I'm glad that this, yeah, it came in common in the structure deck, but I really love the secret rare of that. And then this one being able to be equipped to your Blue Eyes off of Wishes. And then you just send it. You can either use that Blue Eyes to get a Tyrant, or you can just send it, and then you've got an interaction on your opponent's turn with that. So that's the extra deck. Let's have a look at the side deck, featuring some very nice, very new cards. Starting off, there we go. We finally have 3 Fuelos. I was not spending ridiculous amounts of money on this, and was able to pull all of these in the boxes I got. However, I do, as I have said multiple times, I love the Prismatic Collector's Rare or the Ultimate, so I might spend a little bit more cash or sell these and buy the Ultimates, because I just love the way that they look. But 3 Fuelos. This can be subbed in for Droll, or it can be subbed in for a couple of other things if we don't need them, if we don't need the Bestials, or if we want to get rid of a pot and a couple of others. For consistency, Fuelos just tags itself in for that. We all kind of know what Fuelos does now, so that's really good. 3 Lancia for Malice, because that's still a big problem, even though it did get hit on the ban list. Not enough to mean it's not playable, so it's still a very big contender at the moment as a deck, so we still play 3 Lancia. And then 3 Nibiru. Lots of decks are still just playing into Nibiru. We play into Nibiru, depending on what we want to do, but Blue Eyes plays into Nibiru quite a lot, depending on how much you want to set up your board. So in the mirror match, Nibiru comes in and it's quite good, but loads of people just keep forgetting that Nibiru exists. I've done it a couple of times and been mega punished for having overextended, but that's what we want. Then we play one called by the grave in here. This can come in for the Pot of Prosperity if we need to. A Feather Duster and a Skill Drain, sort of the one-ofs that we can kind of hang around and keep. Skill Drain, I was thinking about bringing in 3 talents just to be able to search, not talents, 3 thrusts to be able to search it. But I haven't done that yet. It's dependent on whether I want to keep these last 3 in, which is 3 Solemn Judgment, just to be able to stop your opponent, just big no on anything that they do. But yeah, it's whether you want to do that or get the Skill Drain out. So these could go out for 3 thrust and bring the thrust in and just mean that it's easier to search. Thrust would also mean that it's easier to search out some of our spells and traps if we wanted a Lordly Load, or if we needed a Purge or something, or an Imperm. Like, we're just able to search it, and that makes it really good. So I'm on the fence at the moment. Let me know down in the comments below what you think I should do, whether I should keep the Judgments in or bring in 3 thrust, just to see what happens there. So that's the deck. I've had lots of comments before on showing you actual lines of play. So I'm going to try and incorporate that now into the video. So let me know if you enjoy this or not. We'll set something up. So I'll cut the video here and we'll cut back to a drawn hand and something to do. Okay, so let's imagine this is our opening hand. We draw for the start of the duel. We're going first, and we draw into Sage, Maiden, Ghost Ogre, Veiler, and Dominus Purge. Really, we only need these 2 cards. These cards will just be, they could be anything. They could be other extenders, but so this is just 3 examples. Normally, if we're just going to imagine we're going to go uninterrupted and sort of see how the line of play goes. Let's start the extra deck as well. So we draw for turn, we draw these cards. We would go to normal summon the Sage. The effect of Sage allows us to add a level 1 light tuner from our deck to our hand. So who could we grab? We could grab a Veiler, or we could grab another copy of Maiden. It doesn't really matter. So let's just say, actually, let's pretend we didn't even have the Maiden. Let's pretend it was a pot. Let's grab the Maiden. There we go. We grab the Maiden with our Sage. And then what we can do here is we'll use the effect of Maiden, sending itself, to set to our side of the field the True Light. Put the True Light there. From here, we can use the effect. We can not use the effect. We can tribute Sage for our Spirit. On summon, we use the Spirit to grab ourselves a Mausoleum from deck. So we'll grab the Mausoleum and pop him in our hand here. We will then go to fire the Mausoleum, put the Mausoleum over here, and use the effect of Mausoleum targeting our Spirit to send our big Blue Eyes from deck to graveyard. At this point, we'll then trigger the effect of the Spirit targeting the Blue Eyes in grave. So we special summon the Blue Eyes and chain the Maiden in grave. As we've summoned the Blue Eyes, we can special summon the Maiden back to the field. Now here is where you could go in a couple of different lines of play. Normally at this point, I would True Light and add a Wishes to my hand if you want to go down this line. So I would grab a Wishes. I would then fire the Wishes, discarding any of these cards. Let's discard the pot. And we would add a level 1 light tuner and a spell and trap that mentions Blue Eyes from our deck to our hand. So let's at this point pretend we don't have a Veiler. We'll grab a Veiler and we'll also grab, here you can either grab the Majesty or the Roar. I'll grab the Roar for this example. And we'll add these to the hand. And Wishes goes. And the reason we fired Wishes is so that we could use the effect of Wishes in graveyard to target the Blue Eyes and banish this card to equip it with the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit, the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So I'll put that there, and this is our hand still over here. We've still got 5 cards in hand at this point, bearing in mind. At this point, we can go a couple of routes. We can go here for a Tyrant Dragon and tribute those 2 and get a Tyrant Dragon out. Or we can synchro for a 9, which is normally what I would do. I would go for the 9 here, and I would bring out our first Spirit Dragon. Now, Engrave, that leaves us with a Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate that gives us an interaction, which is very helpful. But we also, thanks to Mausoleum of White, have the additional normal summon of a level 1 monster. So we'll normal summon the Effect Veiler, and then we will fire off the Roar, being able to special summon a Blue Eyes. Now at this point, I'll grab it from the deck. We'll grab the second Blue Eyes and special summon the second Blue Eyes there. Now at this point, I would Synchro for the second Spirit, and I'll put the second Spirit there. Now we have Engrave, we have our Maiden interaction. If we summon a Blue Eyes, we have our Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Engrave as well. We also have 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragons with a Graveyard effect. We also have 3 hand traps in hand. So at this point, we could pass turn, we'd set the Dominus Purge, we then have a Ghost Ogre, Effect Veiler in hands, and we also have a ton of interactions on the next turn. Here, we could fire off these 2 in our opponent's standby phase, and summon out Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit and Crimson Dragon. Here, it would be an interaction on their turn. We fire the Crimson Dragon, sending it back, and we get ourselves out a Stardust Cypher Divine. As another interaction, we can also use the True Light to special summon back a Blue Eyes from Grave. So we could bring back that Blue Eyes, thus triggering the Maiden to come back as well. Another interaction. And bearing in mind, we've still got Dominus Purge set. We have Effect Veiler and Ghost Ogre in hands. We then have a Negate with Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit. And we also have a Negate with Stardust Cypher Divine. And that's sort of an end board we can expect on our opponent's turn. And the beauty of this deck is that it just recycles everything it uses, and you can get through so much. So that was a little look at what a board could look like. Yeah, I'll keep you updated on this deck with the progress that I make at the regionals. I'll do another profile at the end of that, going over how I thought the tournament went, what things need to change, if anything, how the deck performs. As well as just my overall thoughts of this Blue Eyes version. But yeah, thanks for tuning in and for staying so long on a deck profile video. Thanks for tuning in. We hope that you have a good rest of your day. Take care.